The invasion angle. So it all comes down to this. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, another episode of 10 years ago, one of the lost shows, of course, Survivor Series 2001. It literally all comes down to this. Months and months and months, or even potentially years of storylines they had with the invasion angle. The invasion angle lasted, what, all of 6 months, if that. And tonight, here at the Survivor Series, is where it all ends. So, on the 22nd of October, 2001, Vince McMahon and Linda McMahon are in the ring, and they issue a challenge to Stephanie and Shane, basically saying, winner takes all. At the Survivor Series, you find 5 guys, I'll find 5 guys, we'll have a winner takes all Survivor Series match. The losing team has to disband forever, or not in ECW's case, but you know, forever doesn't mean that in wrestling, as we all know. Looking at the ranks, it was decided that the Alliance didn't have a strong enough side, so Kurt Angle is the one who joined the Alliance, and they did a clever little storyline where Vince McMahon revealed that someone on the Alliance's team was going to be a mole in the camp, and someone from the Alliance team would turn sides at Survivor Series. It's all good. On the SmackDown before this pay-per-view, I'm sure you will remember Paul Heyman cutting an absolutely stellar promo where he basically vented all his frustrations on Vince McMahon. It was very, very good. And at the end of that show as well, you've got Austin in the ring, Vince McMahon at the top, and basically they're showing knowing smiles. And the storyline is that it's Austin who's going to be the mole, who's going to be the one who changes sides. So basically there's a lot of paranoia around the Alliance. Control by Puddle of Mud is the theme. I remember liking that one when I was a kid. I remember liking the album it was from when I was a kid. Oh, and on Heat, Lance Storm, Just Incredible, and Raven defeated Spike Dudley, Albert, and Scotty 2 Hotty. We're live at the Greensboro Coliseum in, where are we? Oh, Greensboro, that'll be it. And there are 10,142 screaming fans on hand. So, should we get on with this one? So, in the opening contest, Christian defeating Al Snow in an alright match to retain the European Championship. The European Championship he'd won at a house show, believe it or not, and I didn't write down who he won it from, therefore I can't remember. Saying that, this time, one of the big criticisms of the Alliance, or the invasion angle in general, 2 made titles, 2 made title changes, very, very hard to keep track of who is who. Who holds what championship even. These tried a confrontation on Heat to set up this one. Al Snow had recently been doing the Tough Enough, so of course he comes out wearing a Tough Enough 2 t-shirt. He even comes out to the Tough Enough music. Crowd are really hot for this one. Match is very, very back and forth. Some really nice stuff. There's a sit-out powerbomb by 2. Gets 2, sorry, for Al Snow. Christian comes out the reverse DDT, which Jim Ross calls the Unprettier, which is hilarious. The Snowplow is a fucking beautiful move, and it gets 2. As Christian gets a foot on the ropes, Al Snow thinks that he's won, leaves himself wide open to be whacked and hit with an actual Unprettier to get the win. 2 stars, nothing wrong with it. Crowd were into it, very, very into Snow, which is interesting. In the back, Austin arrives. The Alliance members are all vexed. Are you going to join the WWF? Are you going to turn your back on us? They need to know. They need to know if Austin is going to be the one who joins the WWF. Sorry, I've just got a message on Facebook then. We'll reply to that later. Booker and Angle think that they should be the leader of Team Alliance. Austin says he's going to go out there, he's going to kick ass, and the WWF are dead. And then in the back also, Vince McMahon tells Linda that she can't be concerned. But basically, Linda's concerned about people getting hurt. She's worried about people getting hurt. So Vince is trying to reassure her that she shouldn't be worried about it. Vince basically says shit happens. That's the whole crux of this. Cole butts in. So Vince says he's built an empire on taking risks, but tonight he's taking a calculated risk, because it's not going to be 5 on 5. Oh, no. It's actually going to be 6 on 4. And then this segment just goes on and on and on. William Regal says how happy he's going to be when the Alliance, says to Vince, how happy he's going to be when the Alliance win. And he's going to be even happier, 20 watches, tomorrow's, the first edition of Alliance Raw. Jesus wept. This segment dragged and dragged and dragged. It was all good. I mean, look, it didn't drag us per se, because it got a lot of points across. But at the same time, it was very, very long. And especially when you consider the next match goes a whopping 258. You think to yourself, I would much rather... The Regal bit, for example, was completely unnecessary. It was good, but it was completely unnecessary. Much rather would have had more of this match as William Regal defeating Tajiri in a short match. Tajiri, of course, was Regal's bitch for quite a long time, as we know. In the run-up to this one, Regal had hit a Tiger Bomb on Tori Wilson and then put her in the Regal stretch, which is fantastic, to be honest. This one is very, very short, is very, very stiff. Regal's busted open within seconds of the bell by taking a really nice kick from Tajiri right to the nose. Blood everywhere. Very, very good. Yeah, but the best part of this one, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you would have seen that I was watching this match the other day. Basically, Tajiri's head gets stuck in the top rope. You know how Mick Foley used to get his head stuck in the top rope, yeah? They do that. So William Regal doesn't try and release him or doesn't beat on him. He just grabs Tajiri's body just on the outside and just pulls him. So his whole body, his head's stuck in the rope, yeah, and his rest of his body is being stretched, yeah? That looks so painful. It's really, really mean. Powerbomb gets the win for Regal. 258, like I say. Way, way, way too short. Tajiri gets bombed again, and then Tori Wilson comes out to make the save of all people, so she gets bombed. Why the fuck not? This made William Regal look really good, obviously, but, you know, bit thingy. In the back, Test has a go at the makeup lady for not putting his oil on properly. Stacey Keeble flirts with him. He walks away going, yeah, she wants me. And like, fuck off, Test. No one cares. And then Edge mocks Test for being dumped by every woman on the planet. There we go. In our first unification match of the evening, because there's two, Edge defeated Test in a match to unite the United States and Intercontinental Championships. Test had defeated Edge, of all people, to win the Intercontinental Championship. Edge had then beaten Kurt Angle to win the United States Championship. It's all good. See what I mean about the confusion of the championships? Mick Foley made this match when he was commissioner. Interestingly, they specifically state that this one, it doesn't matter which company wins in the end. It's whichever championship the winner holds. So, for example, if Edge wins, like he does, it'll be the United States Championship that goes on, and the Intercontinental Championship will be the one that's retired. They point, that is a thing they stress. So, nice back and forth from both men. It feels like a long Raw match. It feels like, you know the way a TV match is lots of spots, 105 minutes. Yeah, this is like, they've got that, but they've made it a bit longer. But Test's tilt wall slam, very nice. Goes pump handle slam, but his counter, so he hits a spear of his own for 2. Pump handle gets 2. Powerbomb attempt is countered into a Rana by Edge. And a spear of his own gets 2. Fluke looking roll though gets the win. And then, in one of these really confusing things, Finkel says, your winner, an undisputed unified champion, and leaves it at that. It says Edge. Leaves it at that. I don't know what that's meant to mean. I'm really not sure. And of course, the next night, it's one of those tune into Raw to see what happens next. But the Intercontinental Championship's the one that goes on. United States Champions, it's got rid of. I don't know why that is. Other than it's because the WWF wins in the end. Yes, that's a spoiler. Yes, this shit happened 13 years ago. So yeah, one of those, don't understand. And then the second unification match is the Dudley Boyz defeating the Hardy Boyz, a good cage match to unify the WWF and WCW Tag Team Champions. One of those weird things in the invasion here. You've got 2 WWF guys, aka the Hardy Boyz, holding the WCW World Tag Team Championships, and then you've got 2 ECW guys, aka the Dudley Boyz, obviously, holding the WWF Tag Team Championships. Very, very strange. In this one, you can win by both pinfall and escape. One or the other, please, boys and girls at the WWF. It should be one or the other, in my opinion. Nice Russian leg sweep off the top rope by Matt Hardy is very nice. Bubba, that's on Devon. Bubba sort of looks across me as well. Anything you can do. Does a Bubba one off the top rope. That's really nice. There's a great move as Bubba flapjacks Jeff Hardy into the cage, and Jeff, because he's launched into the cage and he runs up the cage trying to escape. That looks really nice. Matt is bleeding from the mouth as the Hardy Boyz hit stereo leg drops, and then Stacey Keeble gets a table out from under the ring. Obviously, how do you get a table into the ring? You can't launch over the bars. Well, she does the only thing that she can do, really. She makes out with Nick Patrick, and while they're kissing, she steals the key. Very, very nice little touch. 3D through the table is countered, and Matt escapes, as JR tells us a very, very important thing, and that is that this cage doesn't taste like chocolate, which is good, because I've always thought that steel cages tasted like chocolate or fish and chips. One of the two. Basically, Devon's put on the table that was brought in, and Jeff climbs up. And in one of those things that I know wrestling isn't real, and I know that logic doesn't come into wrestling very often, but in one of those, that... Did you hear that? Did you? Because that was beautifully timed by these emergency service vehicles. But I can't see one. Oh no, it's there. Ambulance, if you're wondering. Anyway, yeah, in one of those, that makes no fucking sense, you absolute idiot. Instead of climbing down, winning the belts and the belts, you know, winning everything, Jeff goes, oh, I can do a swanton bomb for that. And he does. And it looks incredible. Devon moves, he goes crashing through the wood, probably takes about a year off his career doing a bump like that. But then it's just like, Devon's like, oh, that was easy. 1, 2, 3, pins him. Doesn't even bother doing a move, just pins him. And it's just, you're just looking at it going, but why the fuck did you do that? It's just what, yeah, it's a great looking move, but it's so stupid. Oh well, good match. The thing is, of course, in a match like this, there's nothing in it you've not seen before. Those 2 moves off the top rope, but that's it. Anyway, at WWF New York, Mick Foley's vexed about not being at the pay-per-view, and he says that while the commissioner has to answer to Vince McMahon, the commissioner's a bit of a joke. That's a bit of a diss. And then, in the back, Test is talking to Scotty Too High about the upcoming Battle Royal. And he says, you know, you're in the Battle Royal. I say, oh, yeah, I'm in the Battle Royal. What, oh, not anymore. You're not. Bang. Knocked out. Test takes his place. Happy days. And you think, you're wondering, you're watching this. Of course, I know all the results, but you start watching it. God, I wonder who's going to win the match. Because, of course, Test then wins the Battle Royal, featuring a whole plethora of people you can't remember. So, the winner of this Battle Royal is immune to being fired. Whichever company loses tonight, whichever company wins, Test will be part of, and can't be fired for a year. Now, this is an interesting little storyline, and they could have done a lot with it. They chose to do absolutely nothing. They mentioned it maybe 4 or 5 times in the next 6 months, I think. And I think I'm exaggerating quite a lot there. Yeah, it's not brought up very often at all, is the truth. And, I mean, listen to the talent in this match. Here we go. Fucking Sean Stasiak, Albert Taz, Raven, Billy Gunn, Funaki, Hurricane, Spike Dudley, Tommy Dreamer, Chuck Palumbo, Billy Kidman, Lance Storm, Perry Saturn, DDP, Chavo Guerrero, and Hugh fucking Morris. Oh my god. Not sure why, but Paul Heyman's really vexed that Taz is out there. I can't remember why. If you could let me know in the comments, it would be very much appreciated. Test wins. Yay. I don't know. If you want to give it a rating, you could give it 1 star, I suppose. I haven't actually bothered rating it, is the truth. Right, and then we get a vid of wrestling. Now, I've been told, bloody hell, sorry to interrupt myself, yeah, but right, there's a road that goes out to Stoke and it heads towards Cheadle and heads towards Derby, yeah. And that ambulance that's just driven past here is now about halfway up the hill up there. I can see it. It's about 3 or 4 miles away now. That's not relevant! Right, we get a video, and this video is wrestling. Now, I've been told that My Sacrifice by Creed was played over this video, but my home video version of it has got generic Rock Track 25 playing over it. And the thing is, it's not just Alliance guys. It's not just WWF guys. What it is what I mean is, it's not just stuff that's happened during the Alliance. For example, they show Undertaker when he came back at Judgment Day 2000, and it's one of those, that's not relevant to this, is it? They show Shane diving off the Tron at Backlash 2001. That's not relevant to this. It's one of those bids where I put on Facebook, like, can someone tell me why this is happening? Because it looks good, but it takes up 3 or 4 minutes of the pay-per-view that could be devoted to, I don't know, making William Regal versus Tajiri that a little bit longer. Sorry, excuse me a second. It's gone. It must have gone into one of the housing estates down there. Next, in the back, Booker T talks to Shane about Austin, which is nice. Says he's not prepared to lose his job because of Austin. And then, in our semi-main event, Trish Stratus defeating Lita, why not? Defeating Lita, you moron. Defeating Lita, Jacquline, Molly Holly, Ivory, who's got the worst entrance music, and Jazz in a match to win the vacant Women's Championship. Why is it vacant? I can hear you say. Well, it was vacant because Chyna got fired in the summer of 2001. She'd been the Women's Championship, defending it all 1 time since winning it at WrestleMania from Ivory in utter squash. It seems odd that they bring it back tonight because it's the WWF Women's Championship. It's not the WCW one or anything like that. So they could literally have it in this match, and then if the WWF go out of business in the next match, it'll be in one match. That's once again, it's the logical thinking that you just don't see in wrestling, do you? Anyway, this match, I mean, Jazz is the surprise entrant. What's very amusing about Jazz is there's no reaction to her at all. This is one of those things that I've said time and time and time again about the invasion, yeah? Some build-up videos of these people so that we, the WWF fans, who have supported WWF through thick and thin, who have never watched ECW, so wouldn't have no idea who this big black woman is. She looks intimidating, she looks muscly. There's no reason for me to get behind her because she's just some guy. How's that sound? Fuck's sake. Anyway, nothing to this one. It's short and it's infinitely better than anything we'd see today. The highlight is all the girls hitting their finishing moves. Every single finishing move they've got gets hit. And a Strategy Faction gets the win, for a surprise win, actually, for Trish, who not only would, you know, she goes on, she was quite surprised because, you know, everyone just saw her as a valet up until this point. She actually became a very, very good women's wrestler, as you know. And then, in the back, Vince inspects his troops, gives them a pep talk, says a lot of dead wrestlers who, you know, you should be inspired by, you know. Rock just sits and bounces up and down the whole time. It's very amusing. And then we get a good build-up package to the main event. One thing I will say about this show is the build-up package to the main event is fantastic. Absolutely brilliant bit. Okay, and then in the main event, it all comes down to this. Team WWF, which is, get this, which team do you reckon is the better team? Rock, Jericho, all good so far, Undertaker and Kane, and Big Show, yay! Defeating Team Alliance, which is Austin, Angle, RVD, Shane McMahon, and Booker T in a really good Survivor Series match. Because, you know, when I think back to WCW and ECW, I think of Shane McMahon and Kurt Angle, and I'm sure you do. Jericho lost the World Championship back to Rock a couple of weeks ago, and oddly, and this is, once again, I know it's nitpicking central, but a live banner comes up in the top left corner, and you're like, what, was the rest of this show pre-taped or something? Why the fuck, there's a live banner there at all times. Yeah, so, I must point out, Paul Heyman and Jim Ross have been bickering all night. It's been wonderful stuff. In this match, they ramp it up something rotten, and it makes this match just a little bit better. So, I'm going to go through this one because it's a really good match. So, and I've just lost my pace. Austin and Rock start us off with Rock doing Austin's knee drop thing, complete with giving every member of the Alliance the finger first. That was funny. RVD and Jericho go at it with Van Dam getting 2 off a standing moonsault. Walls of Jericho is broken by Shane. Kane beats on Angle until Angle gets a German. Top rope clothesline by Kane is broken by Shane. It's great stuff. It's an interesting type of storytelling because every single time Shane McMahon gets in the ring, you're just sat there going, God, I hope someone whacks that cunt in the face. Which is good. That's what a heel's meant to do, is it not? It's good. Rope ball by Taker on Booker, who then works the arm. And you're like, what the fuck? Storytelling and psychology in a match like this? Really? There's a time and a place, but I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't. Cover is again broken by Shane. Austin and Taker go again. Shane interferes. And you start going, come on, someone just whack that fucker. Nice DT by Taker on Kurt. And then something very strange happens. We get a hot tag, yeah? To the Big Show. And seriously, guys, the crowd really into Big Show. Really into Big Show. Very, very strange. They go nuts, for example, when he pulls his straps down. Genuinely. Big pop when he punches Shane. Angle slam, axe kick, a spinneroonie, a 5-star frog splash, and a macho elbow by Shane eliminate the Big Show. Rocking and unloads with those bloody punches that I used to love so much on Shane. Big pops for those. Tags in Kane, who chokeslams in, and then Taker comes in, Tombstone, Jericho comes in, Lion Salt, and Shane is eliminated. Big pop for that, as you can probably imagine. I've lost my place. Back and forth from them all until it breaks down and we have a good and proper Pier 6 brawl. RVD pins Kane with a missile dropkick to prove that it actually is a proper Survivor Series match where you can be pinned after anything at all. I really, really like that. A few minutes later, Angle takes the last ride, but Austin hits Taker with the stunner, puts Angle on top to eliminate Taker, making it 4-on-2. Great DDT by Rock on Booker T, who then rolls up Booker to eliminate him to make it 3-on-2. Moments later, a breakdown by Jericho on RVD eliminates him, making it 2-on-2. And interestingly, through that whole bit, the crowd have actually gone really quite quiet, which you weren't expecting because they were so fucking rabid at the start. Jericho and Austin go at it until... Oh, no, sorry, I've missed a bit there. Jericho puts an ankle lock on Angle, which is good. Jericho and Austin go at it until Rock gets a mild tag. That's what I'm talking about with the crowd. Sharpshooter eliminates Angle. Jericho and Austin go at it again. Y2J misses a lion salt. Jericho rolls up Austin. Austin puts on a sloppy-looking roll-up of his own to eliminate Jericho, leaving it 1-on-1. And, of course, the 2 ones are Austin and Rock. Never going to complain about that, are you? But wait, here comes Jericho. He hits the breakdown, which, of course, you know is a stroke on Rock. Big cover, really good near fall. Crowd proper believe that Alliance have just won, as does Paul Heyman on commentary. Rock obviously kicks out. Jericho can't believe it. He starts to walk to the ring. He's like, I'm going to eliminate you if it's the last thing I do. But Taker comes out to make him see sense. Rock and Austin got it on the outside. Inside, Austin puts a sharpshooter on. Rock gets to the ropes. Austin tries to use the WWF title belt, but Rock puts a sharpshooter off his own. Austin makes it to the ropes and goes low, but Rock hits a stunner to a massive pop. The cover only gets 2 though, as Nick Patrick comes out and punks out Earl Hebner. Rock bottom by Austin gets 2. Austin can't believe it and whacks Patrick, because it's all Patrick's fault, obviously. He brings in Earl Hebner specifically so that Earl Hebner can be bumped again. That was hilarious, because of course Rock hits a... I've lost my place now. Yeah, that's right. Hebner gets bumped. Austin hits the stunner. There's no referee. Angle comes out. Brinkman grabs the WWF Championship belt. You all think he's going to hit Rock, but no. He hits Austin, and then just because he can, Rock hits a Rock bottom to get the 3. And get this, yeah, 44 minutes and 55 seconds. Probably the longest main event of the year. And it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. It's actually better than I remember it, because there was storytelling elements in there that you just didn't think of. And the crowd were, alright, they were quite quiet in the middle bit of it, but they were red hot at the start, and they were seriously hot for Angle and Rock and Austin, that last segment at the end. The last shot of the show is Vince McMahon, of course, having the last laugh on the stage. The Alliance are out of business, and it's all good. At the time, this pay-per-view, you believe, like, oh my god, the WWF could go out of business here. Watching it back now, that element of it isn't there. And I'm not saying it's a bad show, it's just a show of average matches. If you look down below, it's a lot of 2s and 3s, or there's 1 3, there's a fair amount of 2s. It's an average show with a great main event. I think we'd be very generous to go 7. So I'm going to go like 5.5, 6 out of 10. And that's that. Ladies and gentlemen, one more of the lost shows, and that's Vengeance 2001, which of course I will do in December. Quite a historic night. I'm sure something of note happened on that. I can't quite remember. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like, hit subscribe. If you haven't, leave me a comment. What did you think of Survivor Series 2001? Specifically, did you watch this when you were at an age where you believed that the WWF could legitimately go out of business? I have been Mark P. This has been 10 years ago. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Take it easy, guys.